We're back with more on WHHI News. Joining me now is Sheila Roemeling. She is the Executive Director of Fresh Start Healing Heart. It's an organization that works to combat or help those that have been victims of human trafficking. Good to see you.
Thank you.
And tell me, first of all, human trafficking, for someone that doesn't know what that encompasses, what is it?
Well, human trafficking is the force, fraud, or coercion of anybody, doesn't matter your age, your sex, or your background of any kind, that would be into either the commercial sex industry or into any forced or coerced type of labor or frauded labor where you're promised one job and you're actually given another and then can't get out of it. Or it's also anybody under the age of 18 doing commercial sex of any kind, even if it's on their own. It's considered human trafficking.
Okay. You are working right now on a piece of legislation, or you want to see a piece of legislation move forward at the State House to really update this issue. Explain it to me. What's the bill? Where are we at status-wise, and what are you hoping for? That's a lot all at once.
Yes,
yes. Okay.
Well, the bill is S-145, and this bill we've been pushing on it and fighting for it for 8 years. And it's stalled again, and this bill is important because it has not been updated or changed, this part of legislation, since 1986.
Things have changed, correct?
Oh, we're talking internet, everybody's got phones, computers, things like that aren't even put into this.
Okay, so explain what that bill would do or what you're hoping to have happen.
Well, what we want it to do is let's look at the commercial sex industry mainly. So when you look at law enforcement trying to make a bust and help a victim with the situation, they're also expecting or needing a victim to take stand to prosecute.
Very difficult.
It is, because they're not, at that point they've been beaten down, they're not strong enough to stand, they just want out. And so they lose a lot of the victims and then they can't prosecute. But this bill would help separate out procurement, which would allow law enforcement to go after the buyer and the person who is trafficking or forcing, to be able to put that into a separate category and be able to still go after them and start making that, what do you want to call that, line of...
Sure. I mean, as far as being able to prosecute or move forward because of the procurement issue rather than needing the victim to testify, but they've broken the law because it's outlined in that legislation.
Yes, and if we can get that, then they can start to be able to go after them more and make it so other law enforcement can see there is something going on with this person.
Right.
Then as the healing happens, which is what we work with, oftentimes the survivors will want to take the stand.
Takes time, though, I'm sure.
It does.
You're there to help people transition from living that kind of horrible life to trying to establish some sort of normalcy, so you help them and assist them. That's what your organization does, but you want people to know about the legislation. What can they do? Because you've told me it's stalled, it's not going anywhere. Legislation is going to be wrapped up May 9th. Any new bills will be presented and voted on. What do we need people to do?
We need them to contact their representatives and let them know that they support this bill, these changes, to update. I mean, it could be your brother, your sister, your mother, your daughter, your aunts, your uncles, because there's no age limit on human trafficking.
Absolutely. And I want to let people know, you mentioned to me that you have the actual bill. Do you not up on your Facebook page?
I have some of the information up on our Facebook page at Fresh Start Healing Heart. You can also check us out more and learn more about human trafficking at freshstarthealingheart.org.
And this is an issue in our area.
It is an issue in our area. There has been labor trafficking. There has been the commercial sex industry. Do you know, in South Carolina, when it comes down to agricultural and construction is the worst, but then when it comes to the commercial sex industry, it's familia, so it's family trafficking.
Wow, unbelievable. Sheila Roemeling, we want to thank you for all that you do. Next time you come on with me anyway, I'd love to find out what motivated you to get this organization going, but we are glad you're in the area and doing the work you do.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. When we come back, we're going to find out about the number of scams that have been reported last year in South Carolina and how those numbers have gone up. Stay right there.